Mr. President! I am a stalwart! Arthur is president! Mr. President, are you okay? I think he's shot.
So, 20 Wisconsinites throw my name out in protest, and now I'm the nominee?
Yes, that's how it seems.
I'm not sure about Arthur.
If something happens to me, do we really want a stalwart whose career is built upon what I'm trying to tear apart? He would carry New York like no other choice. We need New York to win this election. Plus, the party has already made the decision. And if you have any worries, he's just gonna spend the next 4 to 8 years in some New York apartment. Focusing on more style than policy, and being glad he's not in the White House.
Come in.
I know this may come as a surprise for you, but congratulations, you're the nominee for Vice President of the United States of America.
I remember that day, strangely. It was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. I had no ambition to be president, and as I await the degree of his recovery, I wonder if it does not go well. I realize now that I should never have said yes to his request.
No. Yes. No. That might work. Not him. You? Not you. How are you even on his list?
All this consideration, and they might not even make it through congressional approval for months. Well, at least none of you paid to get here. Won't be long before the whole government works this way, I hope.
Hello, what is it?
Mr. Vice President, this is an urgent matter.
Alright, come in. It's happened. President Garfield is dead. The cabinet has wired you to take the oath of office as President of the United States without delay.
So it's happened. Men may die, but the fabric of our free institutions remains unshaken.
This is John R. Brady, a New York State Supreme Court Justice. There is no precedent for this scenario, but he is the first one who probably qualified that we could get here at this hour. It's an honor, sir. You never know when you get to inaugurate a president. Well, let's get through with this. I, Chester Allen Arthur, do solemnly swear I, Chester Allen Arthur, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States. That I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States. And will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Mr. Frelinghuysen? Mr. Brewster? Why does the home and office of the leader of this great nation look like an army barracks? Well, you see, Mr. President, your predecessors lacked your impeccable sense of style. What he means is presidents generally have been more focused on policy than appearance. This place ought to look better. I'm gonna change that. It seems that it is time to decide what president I am going to be. I think that this opportunity is unfortunate, but incredible. The stalwarts were never supposed to have the advantage.
What do you suggest?
We betray Garfield's civil service platform.
Are you mad? This is still Garfield's term. Do his beliefs mean nothing to you?
Patronage is what got us here. No, a bullet and backward surgical practice has got us here. Really? Like you're a surgeon. We need to betray civil service reform.
No, we need to betray the betrayal of the policies that got him elected.
Betrayal of the betrayal will be the real betrayal. You know, this conversation has been really insightful.
Really?
It has? No, but I'm siding with you. Mostly. I cannot act as if I was elected president. But when the time comes to uphold Garfield's beliefs, I must. Where you stand depends where you sit.
Oh no. It's hard to believe that it was just over 2 years ago that you were lost to pneumonia. Honors to me now are not what they once were. These kidneys may be reason enough to persuade me to follow his lead. Because of this pain, I may not want to run again anyway. Mr. President? Mr. President!
Mr. President, the Senate has passed the bill. The Chinese Exclusion Act. Yes, and despite what I think you're planning to do, I suggest you sign it. And but you have something to say about this.
This act goes completely against what you or Garfield believe in for this country. You should accordingly veto it. Yes, but it has passed both houses of Congress. This is not some random bill. Exactly, which is why you must first veto it. It may be popular, but not enough to override you. They'll make some changes, but you can't sign it. Whatever you do, the outcome is inevitable, whether the language is lightened or not. This isn't an idealistic fantasy. Your allegiances and your re-election are at stake. Mr. President?
I'm going to veto this version. Show that I'm not abandoning this administration, and if another version passes, I might just have to sign it. What's next?
Mr. President, what is happening?
What do you mean, what's happening?
Are you not a stalwart?
Of course I am. I've been a member of this faction since the beginning. Well, then why aren't you acting like it? Acting like what? A patronage hero? Since I came here, I have learned that Chester A. Arthur is one man, and the President of the United States is another. Alright, you want to uphold Garfield's beliefs. That's great, but why do you listen solely to Brewster?
I do not, and I am a lot more nuanced in my beliefs than you give me credit for.
I don't care how nuanced you are. I want someone who can run again as the Republican nominee. I am disinclined to acquiesce to your request. First you replace Blaine with me, then you do this. I wouldn't be surprised if you became champion of civil service going forward. It is not my job to play kindly with Congress. It is to do what is best for the office of the President of the United States. Good luck with that. I heard back from my friends in the Senate. They have a revised act for you to sign. Unfortunately, you're right on that.
This has been a strange presidency for sure. Across it, I have had to sign many things that I do not necessarily agree with. However, I am proud of the job I've done, and for every objectionable decision, there has been one I am proud of. For example, the Pendleton Civil Service Reform Act.
You would be proud today. That indeed. Your political future as stalwart is doomed. It was long before today. It's ironic that the circumstances of his death was the prime motivator behind passing one of his highest goals. Ironic indeed.
After that day, the remainder of my presidency existed in a decline. I decided not to run, largely because of my growing unpopularity, as well as my declining health. However, I was at peace with this decision, as the office of the Vice President was a greater honor than I ever dreamed of attaining, let alone the role of President itself. Mr. President? Mr. President-elect? Mr. President, what should I expect of this office? I am not the one to speak of regular expectations. Congratulations, Mr. President, on your retirement. I'm looking forward to it. Well, there doesn't seem like anything else for an ex-president to do but to go in the country and raise big pumpkins. Ah, New York. Home.